Hi guys, it's Not4Wii, and today I'm going to be making a tips video for Rocket League. I will be highlighting the most important aspects to 2 vs 2 play in the game. So the first thing I'm going to be covering here is ball commitment. It's important not to overcommit. If you do commit, you have to make sure your teammate is back in a defensive position in case you miss the ball or there's a rebound or something happens, such as this. Better to stay back, watch the ball and see what your teammate does. Next, this clip shows what I believe is perfect defense and offense. You see here, I'm using a tactic that I'd like to call ghosting, where one player goes forward, the other one defends, and then the defending player swaps over to attacking if the attacking player needs to go back and defend. And you can see here, I'm acting as the attacking player at the moment, trying to center the ball, and my teammate is behind, ready to make a move on any mistakes that I make, or ready to try and shoot if I center. So as you can see, we're switching over, but the opposing team are also doing the same thing. One person goes forward, the other one goes back to goal, and they're both staying quite close to each other, and they're both defending because they're both under quite a bit of pressure from our attacking force. But as you can see, they've already come back and ready to defend. That's really good defending there. Next thing is a crossover. That's where if you've played the ball, you can go around that curved bit at the side of the pitch and let your teammate go forward onto the ball and possibly score like that. And again, commitment to the ball. You know, this is overcommitment. I've tried to play the ball forward, but there was an opposing player there, and I think, oh, my teammate's got that, but no. See, I wasn't prepared for that to happen. I should have stayed back, stayed facing the ball and not going away from it. That's a big issue if you try and do that. Here we have the 180 turn. This is where you flick left then right while holding X and right trigger, and you do a 180 turn, ready to save the ball if it comes in, if it gets centered. And yeah, it just sets you up really nicely to go and attack if you need to go out and get the ball, if you're facing the right way. A bit controversial. This is the friendly knock. It pushes him out of the way so he can't score. People get really annoyed by people doing that. I really do get annoyed by that, but you know, my teammate actually goes on to score from me preventing the other team from scoring, so it's a valid tactic in my opinion. The next tactic is to try and hit the ball over to the corners rather than hitting it straight on, because the opposing team might be able to get a rebound, and when you fit it straight on, they've got a nice sort of lined up ball ready to hit the ball over into your own goal. So try and get it into the corners so it can center and it even turned into a shot. Next is basically don't do what this opposing player did. He hit the ball out and centered it to me. You don't do that. Better to not hit the ball at all than to center it for the other team. If you're in that situation, try and get it along the wall and center it. And yeah, this, sometimes it's better to just do nothing than hit the ball, because it'll find its own way away from your goal. Like this, it actually centered the ball very nicely. I mean, I admit that was a very good shot, and this guy even says that wasn't the right thing to do basically. So yeah, sometimes it's better not to hit the ball, and this is why you should ghost. I look around, the guy isn't there. I passed it down to him. He should have been down there ready to receive the ball, but no, unfortunately it wasn't. And yeah, I've got a few extra things that I wanted to mention that I don't have any gameplay to talk about. So I've taken some extra footage from the replay mode, and I will discuss these things now. I would really recommend avoiding the use of sarcasm, especially from like the quick reactions that you can do, like what a save, when you've missed the ball when you've tried to make a save. It doesn't help anyone. It makes morale worse. You know, your teammate will probably play worse if you try and use that sarcasm, so it's really not worth it. It's alright if you're on the opposing team to do it, but if you're doing it to your teammate, I'd really recommend not using sarcasm. Avoid reversing too much. It's better to always try and be facing the ball rather than facing away, unless you're tracking back to goal, but always try to stay facing the ball because it makes things much easier. yeah, keep track of your teammate. Make sure that, you know, they're in the right position to where you are on the pitch, so you know what you're doing with the ball. You're no use trying to go forward, but they're not there to support you, so make sure that they're in a good position. Preserve your boost. Don't use too much boost when you're trying to get back to defend, because you might need it to try and make a save, and you might need it to try and get some momentum on the ball going forward. Dash forward, you know, double tap A, go forward, because I think the boost is much more important to be used for attacking than defending. And also having a bit of patience. You know, if you see your teammate is in a capable position to hit the ball forward, let them get on with it. You're just gonna annoy them and compromise getting a good attack. Just wait, but if you can see that they're in danger, then you may need to accidentally hit them to try and get the ball forward, but just have a bit of patience with some people. If you can, try and find someone to play with regularly, because you'll eventually learn each other's play styles and sync up with them better. When you're playing with lots of different random people, especially on the so-called competitive mode, you're going to be with loads of different people and you won't know how each other play. If you can try and find someone to play most of your matches with, you'll be much more successful, because you've learnt each other's play style and you basically know what to do for every situation. So yeah, you know, try and, you know, play a few games. I'd recommend playing in unranked, non-competitive, try and get a few matches of people and send them a friend request if you want. This has been my tips video for Rocket League. I would appreciate if you left a like for this video, because I always put a lot of effort in to my videos. This has been Not For We. Thank you for watching.